Hello, guys and gals, and welcome. So we finally got information on our new terror zones. I have videos on that if you'd like to take a look at them. And what I decided to do was make a community post on the public test realm feedback section of the official forums. And basically the goal of this is to kind of tell Blizzard that, hey, this is a really good idea. I like it. But it does have some issues with it, and I'd like to go over my community feedback post with you guys, and also I'd like to encourage all of you all to click on the link. I'll have it down in the description or down in the comments, probably both, and you guys can put your feedback on top of mine, and hopefully we can get to Blizzard the information that they need to make this into a diamond in the rough, so to speak. So let's start off with my post here real quick, and I'm just going to read it to you guys. So hello, guys and gals, Ginger Gaming Mentor here. I spent about 11 hours yesterday with the patch, having fun going through the terror zones, so I wanted to give my feedback on them. Let's start with the good. Number one, encourages the use of zones that are otherwise not visited. This is a really big one for me, and one of the reasons I love terror zones so much. They create a interesting way of encouraging players to go to and play in zones they wouldn't otherwise or wouldn't have thought twice about before. Number two, perhaps difficult for bots to exploit. This is a big one as well, and I feel like it's kind of important because some of these zones are extremely difficult to program for. Without static routes or specific monsters to hunt, as well as the zones themselves being completely random, makes for a lot of wildcards that could potentially make botting more difficult in these zones. In other words, basically, more humans are actually going to have fun in these zones than bots will. Number three, easier leveling to 99. It's no secret that I am a YouTuber. Obviously, you guys are watching me on YouTube. And that I have attempted to hit level 99 this season the legitimate way, which is to say, not having an entire team of people feed you Diablo, Neelathak, and Bale kills, and not having 7 other people sit around in a game letting me kill everything by myself. What I discovered is that for a solo person to hit 99 in 4 months, with it basically being their job, working 8 to 12-hour days, it is next to impossible. So I'm actually quite excited that they decided to fix this, not just for me, but for the massive number of people with jobs who can't devote anywhere near the amount of time that I personally can. Number four, less boring leveling to 99. So it is no secret that leveling a character to 99 requires doing the same runs over and over again for hundreds of hours. It's boring. And it's not surprising that it's mind-numbingly boring because you are literally performing the same repetitive task over and over again for some time, 8 to 10 hours a day. So this is a relief from the boredom, which is welcome. Number five, a fun challenge. A fun challenge, having a high new level, having new high-level areas to go in is a fun challenge, more so than level 85 areas we currently have. I do really enjoy the idea of eventually getting to be able to do level 96 cows, level 96 chaos, level 96 bale runs, level 96 tower runs, level 96 Travancore. In fact, there is no end to the fun, I think, that can be had in this terror system if it is done properly. Number six, scale the zones to your character, or the zones scale with your character. This is a great feature in my opinion because it allows anyone to participate in the zones and have an on-level place to EXP up. I do, however, think that the zones should be limited like the cow level in that it requires you to complete the difficulty setting to participate. Now let's get to the bad. So there are bad things about the new zones, and I'd like to talk about them. Number one, the monster density is way too low. I don't know what's going on with the monster density in these new terror zones, but they feel like they are less than normal, which is saying a lot. The density of the monster groups in these zones need to be increased dramatically. The main issue here is that as I run through the terror zones, I am met with almost entirely empty space, which is a very bad thing. If you have watched any of my previous streams, my freaking 10-hour stream on the 2.5 public test realm, you'll notice that when I'm running through the zones, there are just these large expanses of space that are just empty. And I don't know what's going on, but they need to fix that, definitely. Number two, zones need a big monster to feel real terror. I feel like the idea is solid, but what should really make it better, is if a specific super unique monster were spawned into zones with a much higher level, something that would challenge the players, perhaps that also has a similar mechanic to the Ubers that spawns monsters around it continuously. These spawned monsters would, of course, have no EXP. They would probably drop no items also, because you don't want a infinitely spawning monster to give EXP or items, because then players will just exploit the infinitely spawning monsters. They need to be there for difficulty reasons only, not for EXP or items. The zones need to be more difficult. As it is in Players 1, the zones are unfortunately quite pathetic in difficulty. I would like to see the difficulty of the zones bumped up quite a bit. If these zones are supposed to induce terror, let's have them be terrorizing. To do that, they need to be difficult, and the more difficult, in my opinion, the better. Number 4, zones are too small. Some zones are too small and need to be linked to others. As a for instance, let me point out Glacial Trail, which is for some reason not linked with Drifter Cavern. This is a big misstep in my opinion. You need to think about the size of the zones and add additional zones as required. Going over your list on the news article, I can pull out several options. Frigid Highlands should include the special zone within it. I believe it's called Abaddon. Frigid Highlands, let's see here. I think River of Flame and Chaos should be linked together. Travancore is too small by itself and needs to include the temples in the Kurast Causeway as well. Tristram is too small on its own and should honestly be combined with Moo Farms because they are linked by the leg anyway. Anybody that runs Cal level is going to run Tristram, so it's like, why not? Black Marsh should include the Forgotten Tower. Ariat Plateau should include the Pit of Acheron. So forth and so on. I'm sure you can figure out what I'm going for here. Basically just making them a little bit bigger in general. Number 5, single player definitely needs zones too. I don't know what the plans are for terror zones, whether they are planned for ladder only, everyone, or just online players. I'm not sure, but terror zones should definitely be available to single player characters. Number 6, no restriction for use. I do really like the idea of these terror zones, but I feel like the Cal level, they should, just like the Cal level, they should be restricted to beating the difficulty setting. Just like the Cal level, though, if a player who has completed the difficulty setting creates a game, then they can participate. In fact, pretty much just copy the Cal level's restrictions exactly. Number 7, teleport/town portal would make things too easy. This is an interesting one. If you want to feel real terror in the zone, just like in the Uber Tristram zone, they restricted the use of town portal in the Uber Tristram zone. So why not do the same thing for these terror zones? To increase the terror of the zones, make teleport and town portal disabled within the zones. This would have a nice double-edged effect of making it more challenging and hurting the botters at the same time. In closing, I want to say that I feel that this is an amazing idea that both utilizes existing content within the game and encourages players to go to zones they would not normally go to. Breaks the monotony of Bale, Diablo, and Neelthak runs, as well as can be toggled off for those that would rather not participate. The terror zones have my complete backing, and although I do feel that some tweaks to become amazing, the dev team has really hit on a gold mine here, and you need to continue refining it until it's 99.9% pure gold. Now, what I'm encouraging you guys to do is get down here and talk. I want you guys to comment. Say that you agree. Say that you disagree. Tell me that I'm an idiot. Tell me that I'm a god among men. Whatever it is you want to tell me, let me know. Tell me my chinchilla, Mr. NiNi, stinks and he pees on my shirt. But get in here and actually comment. Blizzard needs our feedback to understand what needs to be done. So this is a community call. I'm calling the community to come in here and give their feedback on this new zone. If you like it, say that you like it. If you hate it, say that you hate it. I'm not gonna delete anyone's comment. It's not even my forum. So just make sure that you adhere to the rules of the forum. Otherwise, you might get banned. Do expect me to do some more videos on this stuff later today. I'll probably do a live stream, and we'll talk about this even more. I would like to see some changes to these zones, but overall, I do in fact think that they are amazing. And with some minor tweaks here and there, I think they could literally be a diamond in the rough. As always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, and keep watching.